Welcome back to Real Talk with Felice, Part 2. So, gentlemen, the next question that I have for you is, how do you teach your young ladies about womanhood and how to be a woman? Who wants to take that on first?
Well, I'll start with that. And for me, in my experience with my daughter, is that it's not just an isolated type of rearing. Try to socialize her with family and friends on both sides of the family, such that she gets those perspectives. Also to have that awareness of things surrounding her.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Felice. I'm your host, Felice Hightower, and the topic today is talking to single dads, and this is part 2. So, single fathers, the question I would like to present to you now is, since y'all are all raising young women, how has it been a challenge teaching them about womanhood and how to be a woman? Nelson, would you like to go first?
Sure, I take a stab at it. In my experience, it was that Janae and I, we weren't isolated, just the two of us. So I provided a lot of opportunity for her to socialize, whether it be with my friends or family on my side or her mother's friends, family as well, such that she gets that exposure to different personalities, different situations that exists all around her. Because when she goes to school, she's exposed to a lot of different situations as well. I've always encouraged her, however, to come back so that we can talk. If she's curious about anything, come to me and I'll give her my perspective of it. And we establish that level of trust and understanding early on. In being able to do that, certainly my influence has been more consistent given the time that we have together with that. And I share with her not only what in my image and understanding and memories of my mother and of course my sister, those things that are women are exposed to or preparing for when the eventuality that they occur. But also I share from a man's perspective of things that we find attractive in women and things that we're more cautious about as well, such that there's an awareness that she can build upon and present her personality and experience as she grows older.
Wow, good. Very good. What about you, Joffrey?
Well, I'd have to, again, accredit my mother with telling me a lot of things about women. As a young boy, I was real curious, and she would inform me to what to look for in a good woman and what not to accept. So I'm speaking in reference to how a woman carries herself, personal hygiene, and these are things that my daughter was exposed to because I have an adult daughter who tries to tutor her and nurture her. And she has a mother who is very astute in women things, and she talks to her about, and I have other friends that are in platonic relationships that can be role models for her, people that are successful and can show her how to properly carry herself in society and in public, and talk to her about big girl stuff. And she, she's was real, I don't want to say apprehensive about discussing certain things with me at first, but she's breaking that mode and began to open up and talk to me about things that she won't talk to anyone else about. And that's the kind of connection that I've always wanted to have with her. And like I said, I have been pretty well schooled on what a real woman is supposed to be about.
So it sounds like, from you and Nelson's perspective, you've surrounded yourself with a support system of women that can pour into their lives and fill in the gaps where necessary.
Yeah.
Very good. So what about you with the 3-year-old twins?
Right.
How do you do that right now?
I haven't really, I guess, thought about it in a specific way, but I do know that I try to instill in them respect, for other people and themselves. I encourage them to be themselves, outgoing, and like they say, I try to surround them with, like, my sister, my mother, women who I know are respectable, who do know how to present themselves in a way that, is appealing, but not just in like a physical way or anything like that, but, smart, be intelligent, be articulate, know how to dress. Like you said, hygiene is a very important thing, especially for little girls. And just, just, I don't know, womanhood. That's a good, I don't know. I mean, I just try to bring them up, I guess, the best way I can now. We'll get to that when we get there, but also communication. Like you said, I do above anything else. I want them to be able to come and talk to me, because I know if they can't come and talk to me about something, then we're going to have a rough time with it. So I want them to be able to come to me and just, we could work it out together,
Very good. So let's make it a little bit lighter, all right? Tell me some of the fun things that you do with your daughters, that you've done with your daughters, any traditions that you've created for your family. Can you share that with me?
Well, me and my daughter do things together. She may call and ask me, can I go out on a date? And our first question is, with who? And then she says, with you. And that was something, she has right around Father's Day, I think. And some days me and my daughter will go to spa, and we get manicures and pedicures together, go out for a dinner date and a movie. These are things that we do as often as finance permits and time permits itself. We try to, do things together and have fun times together, and it's been a pleasant experience.
Nice. It sounds like it. What about you, Nelson? What do you do?
Well, at an early age, I was thankful and fortunate enough that I was of the age, I was 30 when my daughter was born, Janae. And so those physical things of playing on the floor and picking them up and all of those things had always been a part of their life. Teaching them how to ride a bicycle, teaching them through doing what I say, not what I do, because I don't know how to roller skate, but in trying to teach her and balance her and doing those things and swimming. I think I've instilled a level of daredevil in her in early on because of Carowinds being so close. We were there every day, just about, particularly when school's out with that. And those things continue through today, that we reserve time as frequently as possible. We try to do it weekly. Sometimes it might extend into the second week, but we find a day in the evening to share together, just the two of us, whether it be most likely it's going out to dinner, shopping after that. But throughout our life, when I went on vacation, she went on vacation. So those things she's become accustomed to. And I have a lot of fond memories of taking her to places, Disney, Universal, and all of the amusement parks and all of the things that come along the way with that.
Wow. Very fortunate.
Very fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, Curtis, what are some things you're doing? Because you've got some really
and I'm
lively,
lucky.
active age children.
I'm lucky. I have the little girls now, so we do little things like color, draw, but I am still a dad, so I have the kiddie basketball goal. We just got the soft bats and balls, soccer balls, so we do all sports. We'll go outside, we'll play soccer, we'll play basketball, we'll play baseball. We just started the baseball, and then Chloe just now started to be able to get the basketball. They weren't able to get it to the hoop yet, but now my baby's shooting. She's trying to dribble now. And they say we're dads, so we still have to do the girl thing. We sing, we dance. Monkey Joe's. We went to Monkey Joe's for the first time maybe like a month or two ago.
You still got your mind? You still in your right mind?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was, man, we had the most fun. And then, when they're that small, you got to protect them from all the other crazy kids in there. So you get to go in with them. Man, we had a ball. That was Monkey Joe's is the best place for kids ever. So,
that's cool.
But yeah, we just play, have fun,
Nice. So now I'm going to ask you, so how do you make time for yourselves? I mean, raising children is a full-time gig. So how do you make time for yourself and have fun for yourself and relax and just let your hair down? What do you do? And you can include dating in that too if you want to combine those two. How do you do that? With the daughter who you did tell me, very protective about their relationship with you and who enters your life.
Well, I don't. It's me and them.
So what about time for yourself? How do you steal away?
I really don't take much time for myself, really, because you don't have time for, like, dating. I don't have time or energy to really try and focus. I guess it's with them being so young, too. Like, I'm sure they're more able to get away. Their daughters can be on their own and do that, but with me, I have to be with them, so it's really just me and them. And then also dating and all that, it takes so much to invest in a relationship. Everybody has their drama and this and that. And I don't really, at this point, I don't really have the time for that. So, I might go out with my cousin or something like that, my brother, have a drink, go out occasionally on the weekend. But for the most part, it's just me and them. And I don't have a problem with that, really. It's just because we have fun. So it's fine for now.
Curtis, you are really good. You hear me? Really good.
Well, I mean, like I said, it changes your life.
It
does. Like before they were here, that was a different story, But now, and especially being a single father, it's like all of that, it's just like, boom.
Right.
It's on you. You have to do it, or, there's really no other option. So do what you got to do.
Yeah, you're right. What about you, Nelson? How do you unwind?
Well, there was a time, as Curtis has brought vividly back to mind, that he's going through. So I'll just offer you some hope that on the other end, that you're doing what you're doing is just great, I think, and the payoff. So I'm at a place in time now in my life, in that my daughter, 27, she just moved out of the house this year. She moved into her first apartment. So that provided opportunity for her to do some things that I'm sure she wants to do without Dad being around, and also me having an opportunity to do some things without daughter being there necessarily too. So
Although he threw a party.
I've found a lot of opportunity to explore my interests. Is very diverse, from ballroom dancing to motorcycling to tennis, competitive tennis, traveling. I stay on the go, so it's much appreciated. But also that course that I followed to get where I am now is appreciative of that too. And I think not only did I instill some values in my daughter, she also did the same thing for me, because always in my mind is there are the temptations of, I want to do this, but immediately the thought is, but how might this impact my family, my daughter? And if it's something that probably shouldn't do, I won't do when it comes to those kind of things. And hopefully the same things kind of been instilled in her.
Very good. Thank you.
Now, my hat goes off to Curtis, that what he said about making sure that that person that he brought around the girls was the one, because I had an experience to whereas when it didn't work out, my daughter had abandonment issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a good mindset to have. And I was thinking about what I do to get away, and I do weekend getaways, and part of my job carries me out of town, and she really doesn't, you know, depending on where I'm going, she don't, whether she wants to go or not. So, and you know, a lot of times I travel, and I got the weekend to myself, so I don't have any problems really getting some time, free time, because I don't, you know, I don't do that, bringing people around her. I used to, be honest, but I don't. I learned my lesson. Yeah, so.
Very good. So let me ask you this. If you could give these dads out here some advice, what advice would you give a single father?
Be patient and don't let the because it is frustrating, you know, don't let the frustration consume you or just get too much, and especially to where you don't want to get, like, you don't want it to affect them. I don't want to say lash out at them, but, you know, you don't want to bring your emotions or whatever and put it on them. You know, you want to try to your best just to keep it level, you know, and just when you do have bad days, you tired, you know, whatever, just don't let it get to you, because, you know, it's always a better day, I guess you could say, or something, you know what I mean?
Joy
it's going to be another day, yeah, so, you know, I mean, and that's with everybody. You just got to take it in stride and just, you know, just know that you're doing the right thing, and that, you know, your babies will look at you and they'll be thankful and they'll be proud of what you did, and, you know. But yeah, patience, I guess, really, for me, would be the best thing. Just be patient.
Be patient. Nelson? Or Joffrey? What advice? You can go, Joffrey. You were going to say something.
No, I was going to say, if you got a child, if you got a child who talks, learn to listen. Become a good listener, because there's an art to listening. And when the child is like, in my teenage child, I have to remain open-minded to, you know, sometimes it's better to understand than it is to be understood. And that's where the staying calm and being patient comes in, because they're going to make mistakes, and I can't protect her from everything, but I do my best. I'm very protective of her, and I know that I can't protect her from everything, but I do the best that I can with communicating the right things to do. And what happens is that if what I say helps her and it makes her a better person, or it makes life a little easier for her, and she comes back and tells me that, you know, you were right, you know, and I appreciate it. I thank you for what you said. I didn't want to hear it when you said it, but when they come back and tell you that you were right, that's the most gratifying experience that you can have,
Wow.
especially with a teenager.
Yeah,
Right.
most definitely. What advice?
As I look back, I recall that it's the small things, that time shared. It's not all about materialistic things that if you ask them on the spot, tell me something about what you remember when you were 7 years old. It might not necessarily be, well, I got a bicycle. And my experience has been, well, remember that time, Dad, we went to the swimming pool. I'd say take advantage of those opportunities, whether it be great or small, and understand that in the eyes of the child, it's not always about the dollars or those materialistic things. It's actually that time shared that provides that more lifelong memories as time goes on and they grow older.
So, patience, be a good listener in communications, and remember the little things. Great. So, as we start to wind down and close the show, what do you want our viewing audience to understand about the experience of a single dad?
Number one, we are here. We are real. We do exist. And really, like you said, we do have a lot of similarities between single mothers, you know. So it's not that we're this totally different person or entity or whatever. You know, we go through the same things that single mothers do. So just to realize that we are here, we do the same things that single mothers do. Like single fathers, like I said, we sing, we dance, we play with kitchen sets, but we also teach our girls or sons or children in general, you know, the lessons of life and priorities, respect, responsibility, you know, things like that. We just basically we're here. You know, we are real, we do exist, and we do the same things single mothers do.
Thank you. Well said. Nelson?
Yeah, well, I agree with everything Curtis said, and just a little bit that I can add at this point is that we can do it. We're capable of doing it. We all make mistakes, and we grow and learn from those in parenthood as well. So I don't think anyone in regards to parenting is looking or expecting perfection throughout, but life lessons teaches us to learn from that and hopefully pass that wisdom along.
Very good. And Joffrey?
For me, it has been a blessing, and I'm as grateful as I can be to have the opportunity, because like I said, I had adult children who, what I thought I was doing was showing love by making drive-bys and dropping a buck or two off and kept it moving. But this one I've been anchored with, and it's been the most gratifying experience in my life. And out of all the accolades that I could receive, the most prestigious award that I ever received was that Father of the Year of Mecklenburg County.
Now, how did you come about getting that?
They have what you call a Man 2 conference every year, and they vote. People send it in. Someone sent in my bio, a mini bio on me and my daughter, and shortly after we had won the House, they had did something write-ups and stuff. So somebody picked up on it and sent it in, and they voted that you know, other people send in the same things, but they voted on which one that they felt was the most qualified to win that award. And, there were people from different counties, but I represented Mecklenburg County.
So you were the Father of the Year of Mecklenburg County, of all North Carolina?
Mecklenburg
County.
And we went to Raleigh. We had a big luncheon in Raleigh. and a banquet.
Reading a newspaper?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
great.
Do you
Glad
know
you read
who
this, sir.
sent in that bio? You don't know who did it?
Yeah, one of my coworkers.
Very good. Very good. So what I've gathered from all of you is that y'all are very proud fathers and that you are capable in different stages. I mean, you're a 3-year-old, you're a teenager, yours is an adult out there in the world, and you should be proud of yourselves for the work that you're doing, especially with our daughters, because it's something about a father-daughter relationship that is special and very needed in a daughter's life. Not saying that the mother is not needed, but it's something about that man. And when she has that man in her life who was telling her, I love you and you're beautiful, then she doesn't need that validation on the outside. She already knows it. So when somebody steps to her and tries to throw her some game, she like, look at here. I got it. I know. You gotta bring something better than that, you know? So thank you, because I think that is, you know, I love working with women, and I think one of the issues that I think our women have is that lack of that strong, loving, constant, consistent father figure in their lives. And so many of us suffer from low self-esteem and just acting out in all sorts of ways. Like, you know, y'all were mentioning how your mother told you there's a certain girl you need to be attracted to and talk to. It's getting harder to find those, okay? I mean, it is. And part of that is the lack of the father in the home, or the lack of a father. So thank you so much for what you do. And I know I had some pretty deep, heavy statistics, but can I leave? I have a positive one. Can I share that?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Okay. And it says, in a study examining father involvement with children of adolescent mothers over the first 10 years of life, researchers found that father-child contact was associated with better socio, emotional, and academic functioning. The results indicated that children with more involved fathers experienced fewer behavioral problems and scored higher in reading achievement. So just to give y'all a heads up, that father figure means a lot to society, and that your children will excel. I mean, you just shared that your daughter has a 4.3 grade point average. Does she want to go to school, college?
Yeah.
Very good. So look at that. So you are a result of that statistic because of your input in her life. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed my time with these wonderful fathers in the Charlotte community. We've got some great fathers represented here, and I hope you got some insight into the experience and the journey of a single dad, that we're all in this struggle together, and that they are here, they are present, and we've got some good men out here who are doing good things with their children, and we need to celebrate them more. And so please tune in with me next time, and I look forward to spending some more time with you in rich dialogue. And if you have any suggestions for my show, please go to my website, www.realtalkwithfelice.com. Go to my Facebook page and like it. Go to my Instagram. It's all Real Talk with Felice. I'm putting the patent on it, okay? So thank you for being with me this evening, and have a good evening yourself. God bless.